Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Rhonda Kelly with Coast Home NC, your expert realtor and local here in Southeastern North Carolina. And today we're gonna dive into what makes this place so great. I'm talking food and places to play and explore, and of course, why to move and where to move. So stick around to the end because you're gonna wanna hear it all. And of course, take a quick moment and like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone else who's also considering a move or just a visit. You'll be surprised how those quickly turn into moves as well. And don't forget to hit the bell because that alerts you for every new video we have coming to our channel. We love helping you here at Coast Home NC with your moves. So send us a message or schedule a Zoom call for your specific needs because we can't wait to help you specifically be matched in this area where you're going to be the happiest and enjoy the beaches and the sunshine and everything Southeastern North Carolina has to offer. So let's dive in today. The beauty is we don't even have to leave. That's right, the computer, because today we're going to dive in on a virtual tour in Maps to see what is going on and how you can best be acquainted with our area. So let's dive in. Well, let's kick things off with just an overview of the area. We have Southeastern North Carolina represented best right here on my map. I have scrolled out quite a bit so that you can see it here. Here, if you look, this is the line for South Carolina and the North Carolina border. So just right a hop across, you have Myrtle Beach and all of the fun touristy things there as well. And if you go up north, we're gonna hit a little more beaches here in Emerald Isle, Morehead City. We're getting a little more rural and quaint, but you know, if that's your thing and that's what you really enjoy, it's a popular place to be. Now, if I'm gonna continue to scroll out, you're gonna see we have quite a lengthy way to go on our coast, all the way up to the Virginia line. So when I talk about Southeastern North Carolina, I'm really talking about Morehead City down to the South Carolina line here. So this arch is what we're going to dive into. Wilmington really is the hub and the reason that most people know about Southeastern North Carolina. Not even 20 years ago, it was a quiet, small area that people really hadn't heard of. And then the newspaper started writing about us. The magazines started saying, oh, it's the most beautiful treed city that nobody knows about. All over this area, we have seen growth exponentially, especially in the past 5 years. So if we take a look at the Tri-County area here, it is best described as 3 major counties. You have Brunswick County, New Hanover County, and Pender County. This is Brunswick County. Obviously, you can see it is quite a good amount of area and one of the fastest growing areas in our state over the past decade, oftentimes in first place and beating out even areas like Raleigh and Charlotte that are our major cities. Now focus on New Hanover, which is where you get Wilmington. This is our most popular place and destination. It has, I would argue, the most popular beach here, Wrightsville Beach. It's also our most expensive one, the bluest waters as well, most beautiful views. And just about as you see all this white on here, I would argue that everything has been built out that far. Now I haven't highlighted it yet, but this is Pender County. And actually, Pender County goes off my screen quite a bit as well. It is a huge area, yet most of it's rural. So the majority of the growth in Pender County is all happening in this Hampstead area. Yet it's happening because Wilmington is spilling over this way and this way. If I scroll out just a bit more, you're going to notice up here is Jacksonville, which is our next larger city, if you will. It's still, I would still argue it's a smaller town, but it is its own city. And then after that, you do have the Myrtle Beach area. You have South Carolina spilling and growing. You have Jacksonville moving and wanting to pick up the land closer to Wilmington. So these areas here and here are quickly growing like crazy and filling in the gaps. Now, if you're like me, you're here for the food. So one of my favorite places to go has to be Wilmington. They have the most restaurants of anywhere else. So this is downtown Wilmington right here. Now, this is your entrance. You have 2 entrances into Wilmington right here. The 2 main entrances have bridges because Wilmington is a peninsula. You have Highway 17 that we like to call the Memorial Bridge. This whole area over here is constantly having growth. There is so many really cute little areas right about around here. You have what we call the cargo district, where we have a very awesome developer that really focuses most of their energy in downtown Wilmington and has just renovated all these really cool cargos into these awesome buildings, whether they're restaurants, shops. It's all walkable, and I'd like to call this the Coca-Cola district. Now we call it that because the Coca-Cola district has an older Coca-Cola Coca-Cola manufacturing building from years ago, back when Wilmington had factory jobs like that. They have a really cool building that's getting transformed into these shops, getting to use for all kinds of festivals, as well as some of, oh my goodness, my favorite ice cream place, True Downtown. Anyone who's been here knows all about the riverfront and the river walk. Right here along the edge, Wilmington's done a great job of having pretty much a continuous walkway. Right here is going to be where all the beautiful views are. We've talked about the USS North Carolina battleship. That's right here. They do events there. So if I type in restaurants downtown, you're going to see just a ton of them. Downtown Wilmington is completely a walkable friendly area when you're talking about Water Street and Front Street, some of 2nd Street as well. So I just want to scroll in a little bit so you can see these a little nicer. These are taller, older buildings. That's what I love about the charm of downtown. And because of that, they can have one restaurant on one floor, another restaurant on another floor, and that's what they've done here. You also have a lot of features like the River Room, for instance, where weddings, I mean, you just go any day of the week downtown, and at any time, just wait for it, and you'll see a bride walking down and having her pictures taken. If you look at this is the brick walkway, but some and most of this brick in the walkway is original to the city, guys. This is hundreds of years old, which I absolutely love. From 2nd Street down to Front and Water, this is going to be a really popular place. There's Kilwins. Several of you might know that from other areas too. Floriana, Wilmington. You can actually sit on the terraces with your table, just for two, there's not any room for more, and overlook the Riverwalk while you're having dinner. It's kind of cool. It's either cool or creepy. It just depends on your personality. I'm going to keep coming down. You're picking up more and more of our downtown hotels. They're not huge, but they're here. Here is the newest addition, I would say, or argue one of the newest additions in downtown Wilmington that's drawing the most people these days. And we love it because this is the Live Oak Bank Pavilion. We're starting to get major headliners that are coming this way, which is awesome. You literally can pull your boat up and listen to every concert that you want, without a ticket, if you know what I mean. So how cool is that? Scroll out a little bit. Brings us here to the Isabella Holmes Bridge, which is our second way to get into Wilmington. Now, the neat thing about this is you can take it into downtown Wilmington or you can ride it around. So now I've scrolled out quite a bit so we can look at this area once again and talk about the ways to get into Wilmington. This was the Memorial Bridge that we talked about, and then as I just showed you, this is the Isabella Holmes Bridge, which is what I call our second way to get into Wilmington. Not too far away from the Memorial Bridge, yet just enough to get you kind of out of the hecticness of downtown if you don't want to be. You can take this into downtown if you want, yet most people are coming over here so they can hop on this road right here, which is also lovingly named after Martin Luther King Jr., and it will carry you all the way to Wrightsville Beach if you wanted to, which is awesome. There's also the Mayfair Shopping Center here, which is an outdoor shopping center that's really beautiful, and of course my favorite, Costco. And scroll down some more. Why people are coming if it's not just Wilmington. Yes, Wrightsville Beach is right here like we just saw. So here you have the beach. It runs all the way to Shell Island up here. If you really want to be fancy, you can bring your millions and come and move to Figure 8 Island. It is a private island you are not getting on unless you live there or you're working to help somebody who lives there. Yet they all have their own private beach for their backyard. Over the years, many actors have come and lived there, which is pretty cool, and had a second home. If we're coming down a little bit further into Wilmington, we're going to pick up Carolina Beach. We can ride our vehicles. You can get a permit and drive your Jeep onto the beach or your truck. Just let the air out of your tires so you don't get stuck too bad. Curie Beach is kind of cool too. It's a little bit further down from Carolina Beach, which this is the main hub, and they have most of the restaurants that are walkable in this area. If you scroll to here, got to come visit if you're going to Carolina Beach, has got to be Britt's Donuts. Arguably one of the best donuts. On the wall, it says they've been around for years, since 1939. It says they're the second most popular donut in the nation. I love they've got this photo up here because that's what I was going to talk about. The same thing all up and down the walkway here with the shops. Carolina Beach is, I'd say, probably our most spunky fun beach of everything in Southeastern North Carolina. They've got the Ferris wheels. They do, all kinds of games and bingos, and sometimes they have a whole amusement park happening. Like I mentioned, we have Curie Beach running down here. Cool thing about it is you have Fort Fisher, which is, as you can see, part of the Air Force and National Guard. So thank you to to our military always. And then as we keep coming down a little bit more, and we also run into our aquarium. So this is probably the most happening place right here in Wilmington, is the Fort Fisher Aquarium. Now, something really cool as I scroll out, if the aquarium's right here and you follow this dotted line, it takes you Fort Fisher Ferry over into Southport. That's right. Southport is just our super cute Hallmark town. As we scroll into Brunswick County and we keep coming down, you're picking up Oak Island, which Caswell Beach, it's connected. They're on the same island. Holden Beach, Ocean Isle Beach, and then Sunset Beach. That is what makes up the finale of Brunswick County before we get into North Myrtle Beach. Bald Head Island is a really cool place I want to highlight really quickly. Right here off Frying Pan Shoals, which is this area here. So if you're a boater, pay attention to your depths. But it's also a really cool place to explore and go scuba diving and snorkeling. This is Bald Head Island. Now, what makes us so unique is the homes that are here, they have zero drivable area by vehicle, meaning a car, a truck. You are only allowed to bike or use a golf cart or walk the whole island. How much fun is that? Oak Island has probably the most full-time residents on it of all of our beaches. Just some things to keep in mind if you're coming off season and then you're like, why isn't anything open? Call me first, I'll help you out. This is one of my favorite places, the Ingram Planetarium. It sits between Ocean Isle and Sunset, which I love this area. They basically shake hands, a little 10-minute drive from one side to the other. This is all kind of golf cart ready area too. All of this part from Shallotte, which is right here, down, is filling in very quickly, and just in a few years, I think it's all gonna pretty much look like this, just built and built and built and built and built. If you love golf, can you just see right here? Golf club, golf club, golf club, golf club, golf club. They have what's called a hopper pass too. There's some people that even move to golfing communities like St. James, which is right up here. They're such a large neighborhood and so proud of themselves, they've made themselves the town of St. James, believe it or not. And then coming up this area into Leland has several options, as well as Wilmington. If golfing's your thing, we've got you covered here in Southeastern North Carolina. Let's take a broader look and see where are people coming from. Well, if they're driving directly, then they are going to be hopping from the Raleigh area. They can come right down Interstate 40. Let me tell you, when they put that in, that is a game changer. Interstate 40 just opened everything directly to Raleigh. Myrtle Beach is really just about an hour and a half from the Leland-Wilmington area, which is great. And then as you move up north, you're about an hour away from Jacksonville, something super important to most people, and that is this, the airport. So right here we have Wilmington's airport. They are bringing more and more different airlines on board all the time. We're getting more and more direct flights all the time to major cities and areas. If you're more north, then Jacksonville also has more personal airport, and of course a lot of military up there. Camp Lejeune is right here for our Marines. Love them. Thank you for your service. If you go to Myrtle Beach, that is where your next closest airport will be. Now Fayetteville has its own airport too, another big military town. That is a really important question. Where's the hospitals? Our main hospitals are going to be right here in the heart of Wilmington. Novant is pretty much the main carrier for all of our hospitals at this point. New Hanover Medical Center is all in here, and of course there's several different medical offices mainly sprinkled all around here as well as throughout Wilmington. They have little branches over here in Wrightsville. You go up here to Hampstead, they also have another branch. As the area grows, more and more and more medical facilities are popping up. There's also a Novant here in Bolivia, and traffic, people complain. I don't think it is overwhelming. You might have to wait an extra 10 minutes during rush hour in certain places. If you really want to know where your traffic jam is, it's right here. This I'm going to highlight is the only way currently to get in and out of Hampstead. So you have all of this from Wilmington that is growing up into Hampstead, and all you have is Highway 17. So they have built a bypass, which this is the first part of it right here, and they're working on it and they're going to continue it. Keep that in mind if you are considering moving to the area. Hampstead's a wonderful area. I love how close it is to Porter's Neck right here. I mean, you've got so many great restaurants all right here in Porter's Neck. So Southeastern North Carolina, that's the three counties of Brunswick, Pender, and New Hanover County, or what we call the Tri-County area, has a population of about, I'd say almost 470,000 people between the three areas. And over the past 5 years, we've seen growth of about 10 to 15,000 every single year. Let's talk about what those median sale prices are over the past 5 years. If we're going to look at the blue line, this is our kind of average. And if we're looking at this orange line, this is Brunswick County. Pender is green and New Hanover is purple. They all started, relatively within about $20,000, I'd say, of a stretch 5 years ago in 2020. 2023 was certainly the height of many things, and then we started to see those interest rates catch up. And so because of that, you're starting to see some of these flatten out. So they will adjust throughout the year, going up, going down, going up, going down, depending on where we are in the seasons and the year. We can chat more about that personally based on what you need. I think we're still going to see some growth. I think we're going to see it stay steady in these next few years, yet at the same time, we're still estimated to have 3 to 5% growth overall for our area. So is it still a good time to invest? Absolutely. They're estimating right now that we may not see a drastic decline this year, yet hopefully it will continue to decline. So if you were here 5 years ago, your same home in, say, New Hanover County that was $263,600 is now averaging $451,000. I'd say that is quite a lot of equity. Most people around here in the past 5 years have almost doubled what their homes were worth in 2020. Obviously, this includes all kinds of properties, single family, townhomes, condominium, manufactured homes. If I just went to single family homes, they started out probably a little bit higher, starting more at that 270 up into the 290 range. So still that $20,000 gap. And then as you come over here, you're starting to see where they ended up still in the 400s. If you've got that equity in your home, or maybe you didn't realize you did, send me a message, let's chat, and we'll find out your best options depending on where you want to go next. Now here we're just going to pop on and take a quick look at what's sold in the last 30 days around here so you can figure out what's buying what where. Now this is a lot, and what I've done over here is only picked single family residents. So this is not including your townhomes and your condos. And yeah, we've still had quite a lot of sales just in the past 30 days in our area. So people say, is the market moving? I'd say yeah. Since January, a lot of times people get off the couch and stop eating Christmas cookies and they're ready to find a home again. So let's dive into some of these popular areas like Leland, for instance, which let's see some of our prices here. Here's a home, more of an affordable housing, I would say, for our area. Let's see what 270 buys in our area. You've got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. Now, some people are like, oh, stop there, I need 3 bedrooms. Well, let's just check it out. Let's just see. This is in a cute little community. They have a small little HOA, basically just a street. So for 270, hey, that is a steal of a deal. Now, I have seen homes in this neighborhood go for closer to 300. I think it really has to do with the time of year. We did just come out of the holiday season. Like I said, this closed in the last 30 days. It sold on February 18th, yet it was on the market from October. Let's see here. Yeah, it was on the market for 96 days, and mostly because it got stuck in the holidays. We're going to kind of pop our price tag up a little bit more, $574, and I'd say $574 is a conservative price for this neighborhood. This neighborhood has homes all the way up in the millions. Looks like they have a lot of awesome paint colors in here. This is a very similar neighborhood to Brunswick Forest called Compass Point. We were just in Brunswick Forest. Just like Brunswick Forest, this one can have prices all the way from, say, the mid-5s up into the millions as well. It's 3,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths at $940. It's very popular to see the accordion style doors at this price point as well that lead into a sunroom, because this is a heated and cooled area as well. Beautiful, gorgeous, large sunrooms. You're going to see this a lot on a lot of our homes. Sometimes they just have a private view like this. Sometimes they have a little bit of a deeper backyard. Maybe they're on a golf course. Let's see what 350 gets us in Wilmington. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,531 square feet. This is in a cute little Sunset Park area. Now, I will say Sunset Park is still very up and coming. So there's several really cool neighborhoods all over the New Hanover County area. They're building more and more and more, especially in southern Brunswick County, that have so much personality. I love them. Some of these neighborhoods even have beach houses included with the HOAs. You can look at the HOAs. They have, community pools, sidewalks, barbecues. Depending where you are, a lot of times they can also have waterfront access, which is really cool for a lot of neighborhoods. Let's look at some of these beachfront homes. Now, this is a fixer-upper for sure. At $665, being this close to the beach, let's take a look at this. Obviously, a little bit older home, got a decent backyard with a very questionable statue. Just like I mentioned, dated, $665. You don't get deals like that close to the beach. It's a second row. And really, to be beachfront, you're gonna need at least $1 million, and that's honestly conservative these days. And you're talking about something really small, probably not even 1,000 square feet, maybe 2 bedrooms. This one, before we jump into the pictures, 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, almost 3,000 square feet. So that gives you a little bit of idea of what's buying what where. Now let's pop over to Wrightsville Beach. I know you guys like to know what's happening. Wrightsville Beach, we're gonna tick up. Like I said, you need to bring your millions, yet you can get some really beautiful oceanfront homes. A lot of times it's just location. Like I said, not anything overly spectacular about these homes. Over 4,600 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 5 baths. Then we come up into the Hampstead area. Hampstead's had just a ton of growth, but let's find something that's more affordable, because most of the time you're seeing 2-story homes. They're starting $500,000 and up. This is 2,200 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths for $390. That's fantastic for our area, believe it or not. And then of course your more expensive homes are going to be your oceanfront homes or views, 1.1 million. It's not quite oceanfront, yet 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,000 square feet, built in 2007. It's giving you a little bit of a glimpse of what happens. Second row, yet I would argue we do have luxury homes around here if that's what you're looking for. They're more custom builds. They're a little bit fewer and far between, yet most of your higher end homes are going to be really built and set up more for investors. So you're going to see a lot of bedrooms, a lot of baths. This gives you a little bit better idea of not only how the prices have started to double since 5 years, yet also seeing the market and where it's going, and it's just going to stay strong. We're a very popular growing area. So to wrap up our video today, I just wanted to highlight a few growing areas that I think are really cool that I'm seeing happen. So here in the Surf City area, right across the bridge, you're seeing more and more commercial kind of come right in here with some really cool restaurants and places that you want to check out all up and down here. All these side streets you're just seeing. I mean, they're so new, you're hardly even seeing them. From Southport past St. James, all up and down Southport Supply 211 Road right here. A lot of commercial coming, a lot more neighborhoods coming, which is only gonna help bring more and more attention to these quaint, cute little towns in Oak Island. Some of my favorite restaurants here in Southport. You have Fishy Fishy, the Provision Company, and American Fish Company. And again, some of these are seasonal, so you're only gonna see them open at certain times. The Christmas House is a super fun place. You've got to have a Christmas house every single place you go, right? Every floor is just vomiting in the best way, all things Christmas. The bottom of Brunswick County too, around the Calabash area, I really love. This is a tiny little area, but they have all these restaurants right here, right off of the water. So you're not exactly by the ocean, yet you still get those water views. Believe it or not, Calabash is supposed to be the seafood capital of the nation. You come and you tell me what you think about that, but a lot of really beautiful places right here. They're continuing to develop everything around here that looks green. It's gonna have some houses soon. You can go to North Carolina DOT, which we can absolutely do that in another video too, so stay tuned and just chat about all the road changes that are coming to the area. Yet if you're looking in this, Little River to Carolina Shores, Calabash area, definitely chat with me first, because there's a lot of changes coming to that area and you do not want to build a home and then end up having the backyard to a highway that you didn't know was going to come. Those are very important things to consider. So thanks for hanging out with me this long. If you've made it to the end, well, congratulations. You've just learned a ton of great things about Southeastern North Carolina. So if you have more thoughts, maybe places you want to visit, maybe more restaurants you want to discuss, or hey, let's do lunch, give me a call. You can reach all of my direct information in the description below and schedule a Zoom call, chat about your needs specifically, or maybe just where you want to come visit in the best beach for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this with a friend, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.